I was so excited at the beginning of the year. This is the sign that I made for my door. It was a big surprise to me that the children didn't know automatically to line up like this. It took a lot of work to get them to walk silently through the halls, arms folded, eyes forward, feet on the line. But they do it, and I'm very proud of them. We have interactive smart boards at our school, but they were not there due to the refurbishing schedule until about October. But our IT person put the software on our computers so that when they did arrive, all we had to do was plug them in and they were ready to go. We also have surround sound, so this timer, when it counts down to 0 and rings, comes out really loudly. It kind of startles the kids, but they love it. It's exciting to teach the reading strategies. In this corner, we have a poster for the inner conversation, and following are posters for the different strategies. Visualizing, inferring, questioning, evaluating, and the very important monitor and clarify. We have a reading specialist at our school who came into the 3rd grade and taught my students how to evaluate their brief constructed responses, also known as BCRs. This is the poster that she left. The actual writing of the BCR is done on a form that includes a box with some lines and a little bit of space at the bottom. The students are instructed to fit their answer within the box. This is critical because when the MSA is administered in March, the students' answers must fit within the box. So they practice all year. One of the skills that we teach the children is writing on Post-it notes and sticking them right onto the page as we read a story. These are Post-it notes collected from when we read The Ballad of Mulan. To support the instruction, I made these pretty posters that remind the children of what we've learned. It's fun to decorate the room. This is a poster from our unit on Trickster Tales. Here the class is arranged in rows because it's time for the first big test. Testing in the morning was followed by some fun in the afternoon. Here the students are busy building spiders to decorate the room for Halloween. Working with the Washington Society for Performing Arts, we were treated to a visit by a storyteller. The children really enjoyed Miss Macklin's visit. She had them up and moving around and taught them what was involved in creating a tableau. Here the children demonstrate a tableau. I included this picture because I like how it shows the tree in the corner of my room and Miss Macklin with all the students in a circle around her. This is what my tree says: climb higher with education. At the end of the first quarter, Chuck E. Cheese went around to all the schools and said hi to the students. My students were very pleased to see him. The students liked Chuck E. Cheese, and they liked the stuffed animals in my display case. Below the display case, you can see the register tape that was used for the lesson on measurement. The tape was stretched across the desks, and the width of the desks was measured in inches and centimeters after the students measured them with small paper clips and large paper clips. The science fair project was a great opportunity to teach about variables. We were really careful about making enough solution, about labeling all the cups the same way. We were just really careful about it, and the children said when it was all done that they had done a lot of work on it. The students were very pleased to see that I had made up documentation for each of them. They liked the pictures of their apples very much and were happy to put the labels on. One of my students did a project on her own. This was really fun to look at because the temperature of the water affected the size of the crystals. Boiling hot water made huge crystals. Hot water made quite visible medium-sized crystals. And warm water made much smaller crystals. It was a very dramatic experiment. Another student investigated the effect of freezing on liquids. His was a very well-designed experiment. I know that's a lot about science projects, but I think project learning is really just the best way to do things. Certainly, I'm more a fan of project learning now as a teacher than I was as a parent doing science fair projects. I guess all the schools have an MSA pep rally. In our school, the different classes wore different colors, and third grade wore white. Our school used Study Island for MSA prep. I made a schedule up that allowed the children 20 minutes in teams of 3 teams per hour, with extra time for the handful of students who did not have computer access at home. We used the January FAST data to identify what reading objectives to focus on. I wrote mine and put them on the wall. We worked really hard to instruct the students in these objectives before the MSA. Throughout the year, we had professional development sessions, including a focus walk that took us to the Alternative Learning Center. There is no doubt that all of my students love the opportunity to use the microphone, and I use that to motivate them, especially regarding their own writing. It is a joy to watch students fully engaged in their task. My best grouping decisions were evident on the unit on plays. Here the students wrote their own plays, satisfying a list of criteria of about 6 elements. They were very engaged and happy working on these projects. It was a lot of fun. One of my jobs is to stand guard at the end of the day as the children are called to their buses. It pleases me immensely to work at such a pretty school. It has such a park-like setting, and it offers so much to our students. A lot has happened since my room looked like this back in August. One last picture before I go. This is what it looks like if I arrive at school just as the sun rises. Isn't it beautiful? It matches how I have felt most every morning this year. That here comes a new day, and isn't that a beautiful thing?